Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to urge my colleagues to support the Lobbyist Loophole Closure Act. This bill will close a loophole that lobbyists on both sides of the aisle, and they are lobbyists, have been taking advantage of for far too long. They've been using it to skirt disclosure under the guise of just providing strategic guidance for billion-dollar corporations. You know, when I go back to Staten Island and South Brooklyn, they see right through this. They see it for what it is, people getting over on the system on the backs of hardworking Americans, and they're tired of it. And it's time that we do our job here in the halls of Congress to end this. This is the way our job should work. Because for far too long, we've been allowing lobbyists on both sides of the aisle to undermine this process and keep our constituents in the dark. Just look at this, okay? On both sides of the aisle. We've seen this in my own party. Former Senate Majority Leader Tom Daschle, quote, he laid the blueprint shadow lobbying industry. He did work that looks, smells, and tastes a lot like lobbying, but the public was in the dark. He earned millions advising healthcare clients and others about how to navigate Congress without registering as a lobbyist. And on the Republican side, the president's former lawyer, the infamous Michael Cohen, getting paid hundreds of thousands of dollars for providing strategic guidance to corporations when in the truth it was providing access to the president without ever registering as a lobbyist. Again, used his ties to the president to land consulting agreements, secretly hired to work on the same issues their lobbyists were already registered to work on, was paid millions of dollars to help influence administration policy without once registering as a lobbyist. Folks, this is corruption. Ladies and gentlemen, make no mistake, this is corruption. And no matter if you're a Democrat, if you're a Republican, if you're an independent, we all see for what it is. Now, this is why H.R. 1 is such an essential step. I applaud my Democratic colleagues for putting a bold anti-corruption bill on the floor of the House this week in which the Lobbyist Disclosure Act will be a part of it. We have got to take this opportunity and push the ball forward because for the last 4 years, the American people have been voting for change. The Republicans called it draining the swamp. The Democrats called it anti-corruption. The American people are united against the American political class. They are united against the D.C. political class. And we got to do something about it because if it looks like a lobbyist, if it talks like a lobbyist, if it acts like a lobbyist, then ladies and gentlemen, let's call it a lobbyist. Let's and regulate it as such. I yield back the remainder of my time.